Alright y'all, what's up? So today I'm gonna be doing a video overview of my D2 bag suspension that came from my Jetta. It's got the manual set up, that's the switches, but let's just get right into it. So the first part is the D2 air struts for the rear, or not the air struts, those are the bags for the rear, but my car has the independent rear suspension like the GTIs and GLIs. So there's a separate strut, and then that'll sit on the perch where the spring usually goes, the bag will. These are pretty decent quality. They're pretty hefty. I like the anodized black metal. They also have the threads and the collar for you to adjust to the lowest setting or higher. They got the dust boot, and then they have a dampening adjuster. If it focuses, you can see it harder or soft. So it came with both of those, and over in that bag over there is some suspension stuff like the tools, God, what is it called? Spinner wrench and everything like that to adjust that. And here are the rear bags, the rear air struts. Or the rear, yeah, they're just the bags. There's the little nozzle for the air, for the hose. These seem pretty hefty. As far as I know, you can compress them. And this just sits in the perch where the spring goes. As far as the independent rear suspension is set up, they seem pretty good quality, but I don't know much about bags, and this is my first system, so we'll figure out down the road if I run into any problems or anything with them, how good they are as well. But up next, I'm gonna speak a little louder so I can cover everything, y'all can hear me. Up next, we got the front air struts, the D2 Racing air struts. They are actually really hefty, heavier than I thought they would be. They feel heavier than a coilover, to be honest, which is what I'm running now. They seem like just like the rear is pretty good quality. They're tough. They also have the adjusting collars for raising or lowering besides the air, but the actual strut. There's the nipple for the hose, and I'm pretty sure, like I said, I don't know much, but I'm pretty sure that there's the nipple, and you connect the hose and then screw this on top because there's a big enough hole for the 1/4 inch hose to fit. So I'm pretty sure that's how you set it up. But we'll see. I'll be doing an install video when we get them on, and I'll let you guys know for sure exactly how it's set up. Overall, I'm pretty excited. The only thing I wish they didn't do was this top hat and this purple. I understand it's their color and everything, but it would have just been better off if it was black to me. But that's just personal preference. Somebody might enjoy the purple or whatever else, but that's just personal preference. Here's the other one just to look at. It's the same thing. I don't know which side is which, to be honest. There's no indicator on either strut to what side it goes to, so I guess we'll just figure it out. We'll get them installed, but those are the front air struts. They seem like very good quality, so hopefully I made a smart investment here with this purchase, and I didn't choose something that's not gonna last me, for as much as I paid for this system. Sorry about that. But yeah. I mentioned earlier, this bag is just full of different suspension components, and also a couple of diagrams. Give me a second. So, to be completely honest, I don't know what any of this stuff does. These, I'm guessing they have something to do with adjusting the dampening, because they have a H and an S on them. If I can get it to focus. It has a hard and a soft. Or I'm guessing that's what it's for on each one. So those are those. These, I have no clue what they are. If you know and you want to comment what they are, or I'll just figure it out when I get into the instructions, but either or. I think they actually go on the struts, the air struts, to hold the brake line or whatever else is down there. There's 4 rubber grommets. I don't know what those are for at all. They might go in that hole. I have no clue. And then these two, I don't know what these are, but I know that these are spanner wrenches. So I'll figure it all out and get you guys a more informed opinion later. But as of right now, I have no clue what any of that is. And then this is just a catalog and another catalog. And they sent me some stickers, but I already took them out. They're pretty dope. I'll insert a picture of them at the end. And then here are some instructions: air suspension installation guide. And they just give you some instructions and some pointers, some important parts. As far as the, I found this part important. Show that the springs have a minimum of 70 psi before loading the suspension, and it said it'll pinch the bag and cause failure if not. So that's something I want to pay a lot of attention to when I do this. They have the torque, the top mount torque specs, and just all the important stuff. So that's all. I just wanted to also show what was in this bag before I moved on from the air struts to the management side of things. All right, so now that I've covered all the air strut components, bag components, and tools included, I will go over the things that came in the management. Now, this setup came with a manual management, which I just figured was enough for me. I don't really need the luxury of, you know, an electric management or a computerized management. But I know it's nice to have, but I just don't need it. And this was more affordable than that setup was for me. So this is what I bought. I forgot how much airline they said it was, like 60 feet of a 1/4 inch DOT approved airline. So hopefully, you know, this is the real deal. It won't, I mean, obviously under certain circumstances it'll break if warranted or rupture if warranted, but for the most it's gonna hold up. So up next we have the switches for the management. This, I have no clue where I'm gonna mount yet. I've looked at a few places in the car and it just doesn't seem like it fits anywhere, but a friend gave me an idea today for the leftmost vent, the one on the left side of the driver, and it seems like it would fit there. And that vent I don't really use anyway, I just use the metal one. So that'll probably be where I end up mounting this and running all the lines behind it. We have a dual needle gauge. I think it's called pneumatic or something like that. I don't know, to be honest, but here's it's set up with a negative for the gauge and a positive or power. And then, or this might be a ground. And then I don't know much about wiring either, I'm sorry, but it's pretty simple. I'm guessing the same as, like, you know, anything else that needs power and the ground. And then the way the switch is set up that I found out myself is these two lines right here, this T will split, but let's say I set it up like this. So this is for the front and this one is for the rear. Then that means that these bottom lines are the ends, and those are running, they're split from a T, and then the line will run to the back to the tank. And then this is the front end and then the rear end. And then on top, these two don't matter, these are just for the gauge, so they're for the needles. But this one is for the rear needle, this one is for the front needle, and then this is the out, and it runs to this T, and then from this T a line, and then another T, and then from that T 2 lines running to each front bag, and then the same for the rear, a line and then a T on the end, and then 2 lines running from that T to the rear bags. So I've kind of figured that out myself for the most part, that's how these switches work. And I could be wrong, this could be the end, but I figured that coming from the tank would be the end. So if you know in the comments, correct me. Like I said, I don't know much, but I'm just getting into this. So there's that. And then in this box, we just have a few parts. There's a couple diagrams actually I was looking at. This is it's a Vera air management, by the way. The manual, I think it's called the basic or the essential. Oh, it's right there. Essential, Vera essential management. And this is a diagram for for basically running all the wires and hoses. So this will seems like a big part of the install. And then this is just for the compressor. It's a manual, just a user manual telling you all these different pressures and cycles that it should run on. Excuse me, just burped twice. And then this is, I guess, just to return if I need to, or some type of complaint or something like that. Oh, for warranty. Okay, so that's all this is. And then those were the guides that were in this box, as well as some other stuff for the compressor to run, remote air filter and the hardware. And then we have the relay, some of the T's for the bags, and then the pressure switch that goes on the tank that, you know, tells it to switch on when the air pressure is too low. The drain plug for the tank, and then the power wire for the compressor. And that's all that's in this box. So, close that back up. And now we just got 2 parts of this overview left. We have the Vera compressor. I don't know all the specs on it. It's on that paper that was in here in that manual. But here's my compressor. I'm just running a single compressor setup. This thing is pretty hefty. I didn't expect it to be that heavy. We got some wires, again, a red and a black, making me guess that it's a ground and a power wire. And also, I guess this diagram again will show you where that goes, as well as the power wire and everything else. And then last but not least, we have a basic 5-gallon tank. It's just metal. It's not chrome or anything like that. It's just not really even polished, just metal. And on the back we have the 4 ports. And that, again, this diagram in this box will show you what goes in each port. And then on the bottom, I don't want to tilt it too much and drop it, but on the bottom there's one last port, and that's for the water drain plug. That part that I showed you, that was gold. I just twist up in there and untwist that to release some water, drain some water. And then it's just part of the maintenance of having bags, draining the water. And you just use like a little cup or whatever to catch the water and pour it out. So that's all there is. I know this video wasn't really you know, too specific or the best film quality or anything like that, but I was just trying to do an overview, and be looking forward to an installation video within the next month or so. Today is I don't know what today is, December 12th, I want to say. December 13th. But excuse my foot. But I'm trying to have this done before January 1st. So hopefully we'll have it in by then. I just gotta find time from work and everything like that. But anyway, I'll catch you guys later.